Woodbine at Mohawk Park. The gates fly from the beautiful Niagara Escarpment in Campbellville, Ontario. In 2018, Woodbine Harness Racing moves to its permanent home at Mohawk Park, where the best harness racing in North America goes down all year round. The action begins with $200,000 per night in purses, 4 nights a week, full fields, exotic wagers, award-winning broadcasts. It's your opportunity. Harness racing at Woodbine Mohawk Park. You gotta play here.
Welcome to Classy Lane Training Center near Puslinch, Ontario. I'm Jaimi Fellows with the Harness Racing Update, and today we're talking 2-year-olds with Tony Beaton. I'm here with Tony Beaton. We're at Classy Lane. We're going to talk a little bit about your horses. First off, you used to be an assistant trainer full-time. You've gone out on your own. What made you do that switch?
There's a guy asked me to take a horse from down east, and then I said sure, and then Dave Lumsden called me one day and asked me to take one, and then Adriano asked to take a couple, and it kind of snowballed from there.
Including your racehorses, how big is your stable right now?
Right now, we're sitting at 13 horses.
So you have 7 babies in training this winter. How does that compare to your numbers in past?
Well, it's our first year with babies, so there's the 7 of them. Last winter, I just had the 2 horses training, and now we're up to the 13, so.
What are your impressions of your 2-year-olds just as a group? You've got all pacers.
Yes, at this point, they're all doing what we're asking from them, and right now it's just a matter, as long as they're doing it correct, we're happy with that.
What is your biggest challenge about training 2-year-olds?
It's keeping them sound and healthy, and hopefully no problems along the way, and as long as we keep their mind on the game, we should be okay.
You spent over $100,000 on a couple of your 2-year-olds. What kind of homework did you do before such a big purchase?
Well, I didn't spend that $100,000. It was Adriano who jumped up, and actually he texted me one day and he asked me to take a look at this horse. It was a Sweet Lou colt from Hanover, and he said, I really like this colt. So anyway, I kind of liked it on the video and that, and we went to the farm and seen it. I liked that Sweet Lou colt so much, I kind of went through the sale book and looked at the rest of the Sweet Lou's, and I picked the ones I kind of liked, and we went and looked at them at the sale. And the one filly we bought, Adriano was a little late getting there, flying in that day, and I was after seeing it. And the next morning we went, and Adriano, you got to see this horse. He came over and he's like, wow, that's a nice colt. So I'm like, that colt's a filly. We both really liked her, and we got her x-rayed right away, and she passed the x-rays and everything, so we said we're going to take a shot at her, and we ended up getting her.
So you have 3 main sires for your 2-year-olds, Sweet Lou, Betterthancheddar, and Bettors Delight. What do you like about these sires?
Well, the Sweet Lou's, I just kind of like the look of them at the sales, so we took a shot. And the Betterthancheddar, he's just got a kind of a soft spot for me when I was working with Casey, and we spent a lot of time together, me and Ched, and I kind of wanted to train at least one of them. We end up with 2, and Bettors Delight just was always one of my favorite breeds. So they're good racehorses too down the road.
Do you have any surprises out of your 2-year-olds yet?
Not really. Like I say, they're all going what we want from them, and just hope they'll continue on that way.
And what are your main stake races you pay into, and why do you choose those races?
With the fillies, the Ontario sired, we paid them into the Battle of the Bells and Eternal Damnation and stuff locally for the fillies. And there's the one Cheddar colt. He's kind of a big colt. I'm not certain he'd get around the half, so we chose to skip the Battle of Waterloo with him. But we paid him into some of the open stakes at Mohawk and that. And obviously the sire stakes. And the American, like the Sweet Lou's, we kind of staked them kind of heavily, hoping we could find the home run with one of them, or both.
Let's talk about your 2-year-olds. First up, Walk on Air. You got out of Harrisburg for $100,000. This is one of your Sweet Lou fillies.
Walk on Air is, she's been a very nice filly so far, and we had a couple of little issues with her. She made a couple of mistakes there, but we tinkered with some harness and equipment on her, and she's been very good since we corrected them few little changes, and we're hopeful for her to be a real player.
Next up, Acton, Hanover, Harrisburg, $150,000.
Acton's a very smart colt. He's a big growthy colt, but he had a chip taken out, and he was a little behind, but he's caught up to the rest of the pack, and he's improving every day on the track, and we're very hopeful for him down the road too.
Agedchedar, Hanover, Harrisburg, $10,000. This is one of your Ontario sired.
Agedchedar, he's the one we hoped we got a bargain with, and he's a very good-looking colt. He may get a little close to his knee and that, but he seems to go with it. And he's got a very nice way of going on the track, and very easy on the track. He's a little hard to get to the track, but once you get there, he's all business.
Your Betterthancheddar filly, Better Single, you got from London for $17,000.
Better Single's been she's growing quite a bit right now, but she's been doing everything we asked from her right from day one. Nice filly.
Jessica's Legacy is a homebred Ontario sired.
She's a homebred of Bob Hanover's. He sent 3 babies to me this fall. He had high hopes, I think, for the mom of this one, and she bowed a 10, and Bob said he'd like me to try her. And she went through a little spell there where she was misbehaving a little bit, but the last number of weeks she's been very good, come right around. We're hopeful for her too, as for the Ontario sires.
And the last one here, Persistant, Xample, Harrisburg, $40,000.
She's a kind of a fiery little filly. We call her barn name Sparky. She's got a little fight to her, and but she's going along real good. And, like, no complaints with her so far either.
What's your favorite TV show?
I would have to say Sports Center, I guess.
What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
I don't even know the last movie I seen, so I don't know if I could answer that one.
If you could win one horse race, which would it be?
I don't mind winning any horse race, but I guess it'd be nice to win the North American Cup for money-wise. Gold Cup and Saucer would be great too.
What's your favorite sports team?
The Montreal Canadiens.
And if you could see them play against any other team, which one would it be?
Probably against the Toronto Maple Leafs, as long as Montreal won that.
One horse that's made the biggest impact on you?
I'd probably say Vegas Vacation, but the one that I trained would probably be Jimmy Freight, maybe.
What could you not live without?
I better say my wife, Lisa, on this one.
Do you have a favorite song?
No.
You don't have much free time, but when you do, what do you do in it?
I usually try to play a little hockey if I can.
What's the best advice anyone's ever given you about harness racing?
I'm going to say probably try to stay humble.
Thank you for having us here, Tony Beaton, at Classy Lane, taking a look at your 7 2-year-olds.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and trusted news source and the fastest growing publication in the game. HRU has you covered with award-winning features and commentary from some of the sport's best writers. Stellar photography, race news, results, entries, handicapping, and video replays. The industry's most comprehensive sales results and Harness Racing's best reader feedback section. And it's all delivered free of charge to your email box multiple times each week. See why HRU is the most trusted news source of the sport's most important people from all facets of the industry. Subscribe today for free. To subscribe, just go to harnessracingupdate.com and then click subscribe for free.